Charity Fitzgerald, Cantrell Real Estate. Coming back from a closing down at Table Rock Lake and then going to Pierce City. We're kind of going to do a little session here on answering some real estate questions on this wonderful, gloomy Friday.
First would be why you do real estate. What made you want to do it, how you got into it, and what drives you to get up every day and continue to do it.
Okay. Well, I kind of got into it by chance. I did answer phones for a real estate company back when I was in high school on the weekends, so I was kind of around realtors a lot. But I went away to college in Mississippi, and when I came back, I answered a classified ad for a realtor who needed an assistant. It'll be 25 years in May that I've been doing real estate, and I just really can't imagine doing anything else because I love it. The lady I worked for, which is Letty Van Cleek, and she was big dog back in the day, but she did residential, she did commercial, she developed subdivisions, she had rental property. So in the 4-year time that I got to work with her, I learned pretty much every aspect of real estate, and so I can kind of sell anything and everything. There's that. What makes me get up every day and want to continue doing it? I love people. I love camaraderie. I love other agents. I treat it like a job. I'm very regimented in what I do. And I just, like, even coming back from this closing, these people are so excited they got their first lake house, and it just takes that one person that they'll give you other referrals. And I don't know, I just love people. I like the experience. I like to be that person that puts out fires for them that they don't know about, and the connections that you make with people is the best part about the whole entire career.
Is there any advice you would give to first-time realtors in making connections so that they continue to meet with you and either give you referrals to people they may know? What would you say to someone who's just like jumping into the deep end?
So I do a lot of training with our office and talk with a lot of our newer agents, whether it doesn't even matter your age. I always tell everybody that every single person within an arm's length of you could be your next client. My kids love it. I eavesdrop on people's conversations, like if we're like Panera or places like that, to see if we're talking about buying a house or talking about loan officers. I give my card to people at Walmart all the time. At the gym, I talk to everybody. Everybody knows I'm a realtor, but I don't throw it in their face. So I'm not that. Even when I was younger, 21, getting into the business, I didn't throw it in your face. I treated it like a job, you know. And I got into networking groups, and even those networking groups to this day still use me. And I've not been in a networking group in 14 years. So my son's 14 years old. So always get in there, stay connected, go to things, go to hold open houses, go to realtor luncheons, get some good camaraderie with other realtors, not just with the company that you're at, but in the whole entire area. So go to the board of realtors. They have plenty of committees you can be on. All realtors should be team, regardless of what company you're with or what price point you do. Everybody should be there for each other because we're all trying to do the same thing and help people out.
When you got into this, what was one preconceived thought you had that ended up being like totally wrong?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I was an assistant for a year before I got my real estate license. So getting my real estate license was a lot harder than I thought I was going to be, because I knew how the real business was. So I think if you're going into it and you don't know much about real estate and you can pass that test and you step into it, it's the same, but it's different. So the testing and things like that, so much legalities and stuff, and which, trust me, we're a very legality driven business. But I didn't realize the time that it takes. So from networking to, you're not on your own schedule, you're on your client's schedule. And that was a hard one to get a hold of. Luckily, back then, I was single, didn't have kids, and so I worked 40, 50 hours a week and still stay in that grind because that's just who I am, the kind of person I am. I always say Fridays are our Mondays because we show houses on the weekends and we show houses at night, and that's the nature of the business. We work on our clients' time and on their schedule, and you know that was my biggest takeaway from the first couple of years in real estate.
What advice would you have for buyers, and what advice would you have for sellers when it comes to getting the most out of being their agent?
Well, number one that you have to kind of help out, tell buyers, especially first-time home buyers, people who are coming here from out of state, is that luckily in the state of Missouri, agents are not charged, like we don't charge a fee to be your buyer's agent. Sometimes there'll be a transaction fee, like a couple $100, things like that. But when you're coming from other states, a lot of times the real estate commission is not built into the listing price. That buyer's paying that separately. And so a lot of people don't know that. So you're not paying a buyer's agent to work for you. It's our job to be there for you. We do charge a little transaction fee in case you just decide, hey, I'm going to go skirt off over here and use somebody else. But luckily we get buyer's agency forms signed and Missouri broker disclosures forms signed before we take them out to show them property. That way that they do know that we are their agent. Kind of saying on the sell side, sellers a lot of times don't know that the whole real estate commission is involved on the sales side. But every company is different. So there's flat fee companies, different things like that might be different. I just know for standard practice, that's what it is. Sellers have to be prepared to price the house right. I mean, we've been in the nature of the last 2 years where you could put your house at really anything you wanted and you could get it. And we are very low inventory right now, and we have a lot of buyers coming in. But you still have to price it right to get what you want. Know what your bottom line is, and you're not willing to go below, and be prepared for that, and have your expenses set up, and know what you're in for when you're going to put your house on the market.
Everyone is saying that the market is terrible right now. Is the market actually as terrible as they're expressing?
Not in Southwest Missouri. I can't speak for really other areas because I don't work other areas. I have friends in Kansas City and they're busy too. In the last 24 hours, we had 130 houses go on the market. And when I say houses, that is land, lots, commercial, residential, farms, all the nature of it. That's 130 in Southwest Missouri in our full board. And we've had 112 properties go under contract. So it's almost a 1-for-1 ratio on everything. We do have some cancels, things like that. A lot of price drops. So I don't think the market is bad. Our interest rates are between 5.5 to 7, but our prices are up more than when they were when those houses were like that.
Yeah.
So we're busy. People just have to learn to save their money as a buyer. Put money aside. Don't spend it. Make sure you got a good down payment. Make sure you got a good lender that you're working with. Everyone's got something different that they can do. Do your research and make sure you're ready to go for the market.
Houses that you've done in the last year, was there any one house that you saw that you're like, I wish I could buy that? Or that you saw and you're like, this is a gorgeous house. This is a house that everyone needs.
I didn't sell the house, but yes, yeah. I'll give a shout out to Avery Grant because he represented the builder. The house was phenomenal. I wish my clients would have bought it. The only reason why they didn't buy it was because when we were in the backyard, the neighbor was like, hey, to my client, and my client realized that that was a coworker of his, and he did not want to live next to his coworker. But it was a phenomenally well done home. Whoever their interior decorator was and stuff did a fantastic job of where things weren't always all the brass or all the black or all the white or all the gray. It had gorgeous, just light floors, fantastic floor plan, a great closet space, just very tastefully decorated, which everything's just become so black and gray and white, and this had a combination of the soft colored woods that came in with it, and it was just fantastic, just well done, just top to bottom, absolutely well done.
In your company, what makes your company different than other companies you've either worked with or worked for?
Teamwork and camaraderie, flat out. We're a team ranch, so Michelle Cantrell is one of our brokers. Everything runs under her name, and we have a great team that we have great leadership, which is huge. Fantastic camaraderie. We're all friends. We all take care of each other. We've got each other's backs, and if you have brokers that pour a lot into your company and a lot into their realtors, then realtors do a great job. So that's what I love about our area.
Anything else you want to say?
I'm going to buy a house. I'm the perfect person to buy it. I just came from the lake. You want to talk to me? 417-840-5276. Drive safe. Be careful. It's been a gorgeous weekend, so get outside. And if you see a house, give me a call.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.